Hello.
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 Let's go!
Hey, kids.
Hey, Dad.
War crimes will be prosecuted.
How about a Liberty City? Burn it to the ground.
Does the word mean anything to you?
Yeah, I chose this profession, so therefore I earned beer.
You want to go to the matinee?
The feeling is definitely there.
You don't know my name!
It's a new morning in America.
This is the old dude, Howard J. Reynolds. Step into my office.
Not going to be too many punks.
Don't you stop worrying about the punk?
You, that's my name.
Yeah, let's go to the punk rock show.
Introducing, for your listening pleasure.
Here it is. Here we go. High Fives podcast episode 67. Michael,
Nathan,
you're here. That's good.
I made it to my basement.
You did. You were late.
I was. I had technical
which is
difficulties.
problematic. Yeah. It's not about the tools, Mike. It's about the man holding the tools.
Well, Nate, there's two ways you can be in life. You can be on time. Sorry, I already screwed this up. You can be early or you can be late. You have to pick which one. And I'm always fashionably late.
I don't know how fashionable it is.
I'm wearing a Millhouse shirt. I think that's pretty fashionable.
This is a job, Mike. This is a job like any other job. I don't think you want the new HR person reaching out to you.
We hired another one?
Sort of.
Okay. It's just you, isn't it? In a wig?
I told you after the last time I tried that, I would never use that wig again.
Okay. Just checking.
Episode 67, songs from the road, songs of the tour, from the tour bus, maybe. We did songs for the road.
That was
This
road
is
trippy.
different.
That was road trippy, right?
Yeah, this is different. If you would let me finish the sentence, Mike, you would know that this is different.
Take it up with HR.
I will.
Yeah.
I will.
In the mirror later.
It's not how I do it, Mike. It's
Okay.
different. It's
Okay.
different than that.
Okay.
That might be how you think I do it, but it's not how I do it. Did you ever make it out on tour with anybody?
Yeah.
You did? Like a real tour?
Not like a full-on tour, like shows, little clips of shows.
Like how many shows?
Like-
How many shows makes a tour?
I don't know what makes a tour. I guess I went to different cities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how many? How many in one go?
Like 4 or 5.
Okay. So like an EP tour.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
EP tour. I went on the Canadian Dollar to Toronto with 5 Spot. Took some taxpayer dollars, flew out there. I ripped off the Canadian government. It's great.
I never made it out. We just did the one show out of town.
In Brandon?
Like that was it. One show out of town.
I don't think you were meant for the road. You got pretty angry about whether we ate at Pizza Hut or Subway.
Well, I was going to say like that show, that one show was like a full blown tour in one show. Like we had several speeding tickets that got all the way up to $500. We had, it was like 14 hours away. So that's a lot of driving just for one show. And at least one band member was pissed off with everyone.
That was you.
At least one band member, Mike. There were lots of band members. It wasn't just one person. And the show ended in fireworks, quite literally. So,
But that was fun. And then people liked it.
That part was fun. Yeah.
The best part of that is that Devin came from Chicago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like he met us there. He drove.
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, he drove from Chicago.
That is the
with
best
his Marshall
part.
stack in his van or his truck or car or whatever it was.
No, he had like one of those tiny Honda Civics
And
with
he had
the
like,
hatchback.
but he had a Marshall stack in there that
That's
he brought with him because he
hilarious.
drove to Ontario and he knew he was going to meet us there.
That's hilarious.
But you flipping out about Subway or Pizza Hut was pretty funny. I still
Was that
remember-
what it was?
Yeah, it was still like
That's what I was mad about?
Yeah, I'm sure that was called lack of sleep. We also almost got beat up, I believe, in Regina when we stopped at the Humpties. Justin said something to somebody, I think.
Oh, yeah, that sounds about right. at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was it for me. That was that was my only taste of the road.
I really don't think you're cut out for touring with a band, because I feel like you would get edgy and you would break up halfway through the tour.
Like, I don't know if I feel like I'm the guy that like wants to keep going. Like, I might not be happy about it, but I'd want to keep going. I'd want to keep trying.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's hard to get along on the road. I do wish I would have done it though. Like, I feel like it's character building, you know, like it doesn't always sound all that much fun, but like, you know, and there's a lot of adversity to overcome while you're sleeping on floors and like not getting paid and all those sorts of things. But I do think it would be, there's a charm to it. Like I did that in there.
I agree. That's something I regret. A lot of the reason I didn't go on tour with anybody was because I had a girlfriend at the time, and I was stupid and thinking that like when you're 17, 18, 19, 20, that girlfriend's more important than things. And it's like a big regret of mine not going out on the road a little bit more. So if you're in a band and you're younger, do it. Just suck it up. I did plan a lot of tours. I booked a lot of tours for bands and stuff. And like, I'm sure no one got paid.
I don't think you can encourage touring right now to the children, Mike. That's like saying, you know, try drugs and quit school. I don't think you could do that right now.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry. But yeah, there is something about it that it's like playing shows though. Like, I don't know if you miss, I never played in a band where you did. I miss putting on shows. I missed being at shows, like that part of it. Like I just don't have the opportunity anymore apart from COVID, just like being older and not being involved as much. Like I miss the rush of doing that all and organizing and stuff like that. So tour is an amplified version of that, in my opinion. And just, it's something you should experience if you can, and
totally.
enjoy it while you can. I guess that's where we're going with these songs, is like, I'm sure COVID has kind of screwed a lot of bands. Well, almost all the bands, unless you're in Australia, you're not playing shows.
Yeah.
Maybe in Florida. Florida, they might be playing shows.
Did they stop?
I don't know.
I mean, I think it's tougher for bands in Canada too, right? Because it's so far to get from one town to the next. And, you know, I know bands did it. Obviously, bands went into the States, but I think it was just so hard that like, or we just thought it would be really difficult to get in. And like, you know, when you're doing it properly and having actual like permits and things like that, I think it's way, way harder too. So like to be in a band in Canada and try and tour just in Canada exclusively is pretty tough.
Well, I think it was tough then. I think it's even tougher now, because I think it's a lot harder to get across the border, because I know like when we first started playing, like taking things a little bit more serious and like booking shows and stuff like that, it was fairly easy to get across the border. The main thing would have been like not having a pile of merch with you or something, nothing too incriminating. So you got around the work visa stuff. And like, but as very quickly as the internet became more popular, it was like very easy to figure out if you were touring. So like when Jewel played in Washington, we had the band basically go over like in a different way. Like I feel like they crossed a bridge walking, and then somebody took the merch in a car and just said they were going there. Like just one person. Because if you're 4 in a group, then they would be like, are you in a band? And if you said you were in a band, things. And there were stuff like, I know, and I'm not going to incriminate anybody because I don't know how that works. And
I think you already have, Mike. I hope the statute of limitations with U.S. immigration is passed.
But there was stuff like you could do. Like I know a friend of mine, they set up a phone number in the States saying they were recording. So like when customs called the number, the answer machine came off as a recording studio and stuff. So that's how they got over it, because you could go record because that's not working, right?
A friend of mine.
Yeah, it wasn't me. It was a friend, honestly. And that's how they toured. That's how they toured. But I think that's all gone now, because like if you were to like go, they can just look up. You can't even make up fake dates anymore. Like some bands would be like, no, we're playing in Canada or whatever. And I knew like one of the main things in Canada was like basically that from Regina or from basically Winnipeg to Ontario, there's dead space for a long time. Not that there isn't dead space from Calgary to Regina to Winnipeg, but a lot of bands would cut through the States because it cut like a day off driving.
Oh yeah, Winnipeg to Ontario is a lot bigger than Calgary to Saskatoon.
Yeah, but you can go down through Chicago and all that stuff and get back up to Ontario very easily and potentially play shows. But even if you aren't playing shows, to cross over now, I think is not the same as it was 15 years ago. Like I think there's after 9/11, there was just so many more security things and like issues with visas and whatnot, so that you can't do that. So I don't know. I think it's way more expensive to tour. It's probably more stressful. Anyway, whatever. We should get to our topic probably instead of just.
Well, it's at the very least, it's a lesson in geography.
Yeah.
To both Canada and the northern United States. You may want to grab a map, take a break, have a look at some of these places we've referenced.
Good old Moose Jaw.
That can't be a real place.
It's got a big moose with balls.
It sure does. It sure does. Yeah.
When you were doing this topic, I thought it was going to be so easy. I was like, oh, like every emo band, every pop punk band sings about touring.
I thought it would be too.
And then I couldn't find anything. And then at one point I was almost panicking and it was just going to pick Me First and the Gimme Gimme songs like On the Road Again. End of the road.
That would be ridiculous, Mike.
You picked one, didn't you?
But I thought so too. I thought it would be way easier than it was because, like punk rock, what do you write about? You write about girls, you write about
small
playing
town
shows, you write about where you're from, you write about being sad. Mm-hmm. What else? Touring's on there for sure. But yeah, it's not easy to find. And if there's not like there are no threads about this anywhere either. You type it in the Google or the Bing and it's not going to come up. Nothing's there. Why don't I tell you what this is called, Mike? And this is the part of the show where I tell you what I've been listening to.
That's a great segue, Nate.
Thanks, Mike.
You've been working on them.
Well, somebody had to do it.
I said I'd do it.
We're just floating out there in the ocean, waiting. And my first choice is also ocean related. It's called the Ship. It's a band called the Ship Thieves.
Oh.
Eruption is the album. If you're a fan of hot water music and you're specifically a fan of the Chris Woolard songs on the hot water music albums, you're gonna really like this album. It's a great album. I really like it. I've listened to it a lot of times since it came out. Yeah, I really like it. I guess they dropped Chris Woolard and the Ship Thieves, and now they're just the Ship Thieves. I don't know when that happened, but it happened.
Do they cover Van Halen Eruption on there?
I don't think so.
That's kind of disappointing.
I'm not a big Van Halen fan, so maybe I just didn't hear it. Maybe it was lost on me. To continue on with the oceanic theme, Riverboat Gamblers, my next. I didn't plan this. I wish I had, but I didn't. I just found like a bunch of singles, like for 2014, 15, and 16. Each of those years, they just put out like a single with an A side and a B side, which was odd that I just had never heard about that because they're a band I follow. I've been waiting for them to put something out. And I was like, I wonder if that band's ever going to put anything out. They have been. I guess 2016 was a while ago.
Yeah.
In fairness.
It's a little
5
bit
years ago.
A little bit of ways away.
Did you hear the new Blessing, but with it a curse? A Blessing, but with it a curse. The SNFU EP. Did you listen to that yet?
I did not listen to it, but I did see that. So my understanding is it's like they fixed up the recordings for something that never got released. Is that what the scoop was? Because I saw Chris Hanna tweet something or Propaganda post something about how Chris Hanna was on it. And I imagine Chris Hanna wasn't on a regular SNFU album.
I think he was on a song.
Okay.
And I think it's from what I think Jeff was talking about it in the chat, saying that these are all like B-sides or songs that didn't make it onto the album in the meantime and in between time. Mm-hmm. I guess there were just some leftover songs from that album that they never did. So it's from that album. And I don't think I've ever listened to that album. So I picked up that album too.
Nice.
I mean, it's just awesome to hear something new. I mean, quote, new from SNFU, mm-hmm. Especially after Chai dying. And it's just cool to see like the community of punk rock come to support that. Cause I think there's more than just Chris Hanna. Like I think the Rod from Propaganda may or may not play on a song as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, pretty cool.
So is it like the vocal tracks were obviously Chai, and then like they just fixed up stuff? Is that what happened? Is like guys?
I think so. Like I think they just remastered it and then maybe added some musicians to it and things like that.
Filled her out.
Yeah, I mean, it does sound a little bit disjointed. Like it doesn't sound like it comes from one complete session or anything like that. Like there's different kind of sounds to the songs that are on the EP, but I liked it.
Cool.
I liked listening to it. The last thing I've been listening to is I've kind of exposed myself to a new expose myself. That's not how you want to start out any conversation.
HR's not going to like this.
I don't know how else to say it. I've been listening to a new type of music that I've never really listened to before, which is Oi music. That compilation that's called 40 Year Untamed came out, and it like I kept seeing it pop up everywhere. Everyone was giving it great reviews, and I'm like, I've never really checked out Oi music. You know, like I know some of like the more prominent Oi bands, or like I've heard of them, but I've never really known much about the culture around Oi music or the sound or any of it. So anyways, I've been educating myself a little bit and listening to this comp.
Cool. That's a good list, Nate. That's probably the longest Nate's been listening to list.
I'm out of breath. I'm going to have to take a break, get some water.
You can do that while I talk about mine because you don't really care what I'm listening to.
How do you do it, Mike? How do you do that?
What have I been listening to? Okay.
That's the question.
First one was a band called Shit Present, which is a terrible name. It's their self-titled EP. This is a rare tip I got from my brother, who's not the most musically
and then he comes out with Shit Present,
well-versed guy. Like he likes good music, but he's very like he's got his bands and he doesn't dwell out of those bands. But
so Mike, I know you don't trust me and I know you don't trust my taste in music, but I've got a band for you. They're called Shit Present.
Yeah.
And then you went and checked it out.
Well, he got it from a hockey writer and a hockey podcast called Down Goes Brown, which is even weirder.
Down Goes Brown.
Yes, you actually might like Down Goes Brown. If you like, he's pretty funny in hockey. He's a little bit more cynical and stuff. Anyway, that's for a different podcast.
Are you not seeing the connection to shit there, though? Down Goes Brown?
I did not. Thank you. Anyway, I guess my brother had said that if I liked Alex Leahy, I'd like it. So I assume they're from Australia. They're apparently not after checking with the WhatsApp group, and makes sense because they feature members of Great Cynics and Narwhals, and those are both British bands. So it checks out there from Britain. It's really good. I've been listening to that EP, and then I just saw actually like this morning that they have another album out, but it appears they're not around anymore because I can't find they have no real social media footprint. So I think they're gone.
What was coming up in the searches when you typed in Shit Present, Mike?
Just my usual fetish stuff.
It already had the links just ready to go. Yeah. Mostly just your browser history.
Yeah. It's just like, it was like, you've been here. What are you looking for? You already know what you got here.
You know this, Mike. Yeah. You don't need to learn more about it. You know it.
Just hit refresh. You'll get the new pictures.
Right.
Anyway, I'm really not that kind of a guy. I promise. Next band I checked out was another EP by a band from Halifax called Cluttered. It's also self-titled. It's kind of the kind of album you might expect to come out on Dead Broke Records. So it's got that kind of punk rock feel to it. If you listen to anything on Dead Broke, you kind of get what I'm meaning. I got this one from my buddy Chris, who I used to work with at Megatunes, and he writes a blog called Cow Houses, which if you're interested, you should check out. He's one of those people who's exceptional at writing and making simple things making them sound super interesting. Like, for example, his last post was about a spider that he trapped in his bathroom and then it getting out and him being scared about it all night and not being able to sleep because he was worried that it was roaming around his house. Anyway, he's just... he posts a lot about music, books, and comics and that kind of sort of stuff. And one of the bands he posted about was Cluttered. So I checked it out. It's really good. They're from, like I said, from Halifax. And it seems like Halifax is pumping out a lot of bands now. Have you noticed that? Like there's like Out of Controller, Weekend Dads, Anyway, next album I'll listen to is a band called Electric Century. It's their self-titled album. You ever heard of them?
Electric
Century.
No, I've never heard of them.
It's Mikey Way's project right now, and it's a new wave concept album that accompanies a comic book that he wrote. It's produced by Ray Toro, also of My Chemical Romance, and apparently Ray plays guitar in a number of the songs. I didn't think I'd be really into it, but I am. It's pretty cool. I'm really looking forward to checking out the graphic novel as well. But the songs kind of have like I like new wave stuff, so it's just it doesn't sound like My Chemical Romance, but it's something worth checking out if you're into that kind of sound.
Like, is it got that new wave vibe, or is it like very much of that time, like of that 80s new wave sound?
It sounds more 80s new wave to me.
Okay.
But the stuff you might hear if you like, not the singles from a new wave 80s band, but like the stuff you might hear on their albums. Like,
the B-sides.
Yeah, I guess B-sides. Yeah.
All right.
And the last one I listened to was another EP. I'm full of EPs this week. Future Teen's new EP called Deliberately Alive. It's a follow-up to Breakup Season, which is an album I loved a couple years back. If you're a fan of that, I'm sure you'll like it. It's got a little bit of progression, but just enough to like keep things fresh. And as usual, they covered a pop song on there, and it's this time they did Cher's Belief, which is kind of funny because it's a really random song.
If you believe in love, life after love or whatever. Really?
Yeah. But like when I was listening to it, I'm like, why do I know the words to this song already? I know like last year they put out another kind of like covers thing or I don't think it was a covers album. I think it was just like a session that they recorded live just at home or whatever, but they covered All Star by Smash Mouth. They pick some really like random pop covers. Anyway, they're a good band. Love those albums. But yeah, those are the ones I picked. If you like the music I like, you'll check it out. If you like Nate's music, you'll check Nate's music out. That's how it works around here. Nate's not going to check out anything I suggest, and I'm not going to check out anything Nate suggests.
It's a competition.
Yeah. It's been very well documented that everyone's Team Nate, and I'm an outsider.
That's not true. I don't know if you were listening or reading the chat last time. There were some very vocal opinions in there.
It's a Team Nate world, and Moke's just living in it.
I mean, we will have that survey go out this year, and we'll have some real hard stats to look at for next year.
The polling isn't good. Let's get to your first pick.
Let's do it. My first pick, Michael, is a tribute, a love letter, if you will, to the true hero, the true warrior of any tour. And that is the tour van.
Oh, yes, yes.
Do you have an idea of where this pick is going?
This was I think so, and I feel like this is a cut I made. So I'm glad I'm glad I made the cut.
I thought this one won the episode, to be honest with you.
If it's the song I think it is, I love it. It's one of my favorite songs.
Came out in 2002 off the album We Are the Only Friends We Have. The band's Piebald. The song's King of the Road. I'm sure that was your pick.
It 100% was.
All right. I love this song. It's like I love the way that it starts out talking about where life is now and how it's just kind of like stagnant and boring, and like, yet, not long ago we were on the road with our one true love.
Yeah, it's a great song. It's perfect for this topic.
Yeah. Great lyrics, great song. I love that they even kind of, on the cover art, they've got like the door of the van.
I don't think I ever caught on to that. Or if I did,
it's there.
Yeah, excellent.
It's there. Yeah. It's just a great song and a true tribute to the true road warrior, the tour van.
The tour van.
I feel like anybody who's been on tour has like stories, and like that van is like just as much of the band as any member.
It's crazy how much tour vans break down, right? Like,
well, because they're shit to begin with.
Yeah.
No one can afford the tour van, so they buy the $200 van that like barely starts, and they're like, "Let's take this across the country." Mm-hmm. Like you wouldn't do that in any other scenario.
In Five Spot Tour, that's basically what they did. And Justin brought the van over to my house, and I looked at it, and I'm like, "I'm not going. Good luck." I don't think they made it to Lethbridge. And
No,
it blew
you
up.
can't.
It blew up. They got it all the way to Ontario. One time the wheel fell off while they were driving.
Wow.
They got stuck. They got stranded in London. Thankfully, Angry Agency's from London, so they stayed with the bass player from Angry Agency's parents for like, I think it was a week, maybe 2, and then they got back on it. They had to take a Greyhound back.
That's crazy. But like that's the story that happens for
it's
everyone.
not uncommon.
Like it's completely common.
So cars break down less now. So I'm wondering if like things are better now than like for kids touring now, they might have a better luck with a new van.
I feel like you're still buying that old,
Those old-
1970s something.
I don't think so. I think
No?
Well, I was thinking the other day. So my car is like 10 years old.
All right.
My car seems fine. But like when I was in high school, I had a car that was 10 years old and it looked like it was 10 years old.
Right.
Like you remember, right?
Of course. I'll never forget.
She had a nice Aussie sticker.
You had a lot of cars, Mike.
No, I didn't.
Through the years, you've had a lot of cars.
I wrecked a lot of cars. I didn't own a lot of cars.
Well, I wasn't going to say that.
Well, that's
I was
fair.
going to, what's your pick? What's the one you didn't cut?
Well, one of the ones I didn't cut is Smoke or Fire. The album The Sinking Ship. Could have gone with all your water ones before. And the song is called I'll Be Gone. And Smoke or Fire is one of those bands that I wish I paid more attention to when they were around. I think they might still be around, but in that like kind of like we play a one-off shows kind of thing. But for some reason, they always got pushed to the side for me. Like I felt like there was like one of those bands like Fat put out that you just like never really pay attention. You might have heard a song on the comp, but you might even bought the album because I have their albums. Just never really listened to them.
I think that they were like part of, I think Fat signed a bunch of bands all at once and they were kind of part of that, right? And so if they didn't like immediately grab you, and a lot of them had like very similar sounds and things like that. But yeah, I totally agree with you that they were a band that probably just got more unnoticed than they deserved.
Yeah, and now when I listen to them, I love them. Like I just feel like I wish I would have listened to them a little bit more when they were around.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's got the classic "I've been everywhere, but without you, it meant nothing" theme. So it's not a knock, but that seems to be a theme of touring bands and punk rock music. Like I love touring, but I miss you. I wish you could be on the road with me.
Sounds like it was your theme had you actually gone out on the road.
Yeah, probably. I wouldn't have wrote a song.
You might have been shopping it around to all those touring bands.
My baby likes to shop around.
When people were setting up the merch booth, you might have set up a little lyrics booth. Hey, who wants to buy some lyrics?
Oh man.
King of the Road, Piebald, and
I'll Be Gone, Smoke or Fire.
Andy went back to school. He got sick of Newberry comics. Aaron still rides a lot, except now he's just fatter. Alex took over for Alex Van Halen after his major surgery. John, well, he got married to Laura, and I teach that kid in first grade. Thought I saw you on the road last night. I need to get my eyes checked. Can't believe I love something as yellow as you. He's gone, so deal with the man. But wait, after all, you did get us across the world and back. Weren't you parked at the station? My mind is playing tricks on me. Can't believe I love something else. apart from you, from Pam. Maybe see you at a junkyard soon. Oh man, I really hope not. Can't believe I love something as yellow as you. He's gone, so deal with your man. But wait, after all, you did get us across the world and back. Maybe you're in auto heaven. Oh man, I really hope so. Can't believe I love something as yellow as you. He's gone, so deal with your man. But wait, after all, you did get us across the world and back. Wait, after all, you did get us across the world and back. Hell yeah.
Michael.
Fuck you. I hate you, Nate.
I know. This song fits well with that, actually.
All right.
This is actually from a sophomore album.
Ooh.
Shout out last episode.
Yeah.
The song, I'm just going to get to it, Mike. The song is If This Tour Doesn't Kill You, I Will.
Oh, I knew you were going to pick this song.
You had to know.
This is the lowest hanging of fruit.
Is
other
it?
than on the road again.
I don't think it's low hanging fruit.
Okay.
Because here's the thing. Yes, it does talk about touring. But the reason I picked the song is because like I just love how like honest and frank it is.
Oh, it's great.
Like,
it's a great song.
In the title, in the lyrics, is just talking about how much they hate each other. And I think that's awesome because nobody talks like that. Nobody talks like openly and honestly about like, especially about things like that, about friendship dynamics. So this song I like because of that. I thought this had to be written about like one person, right? Like one band member writing it to another band member. But then I was like, well, how do you do that though? Like, how do you write a song like that and then keep the band going? Unless everyone's not sure about who it's about. But then I started thinking, well, maybe that was the therapy, in writing the song. And turns out it's actually a song that each of them takes aim at each other. Like it's a song for all four of them. In an interview I read with lead singer and guitar player Stephen Babcock, he talks about like how 10 months of sharing beds, floors, and vans with your three idiot brothers wears on someone or everyone. And everyone knows how to press the buttons and when to press those buttons. And then he says, like, we all really love each other. And it's a testament to that fact that the four of us can sit down together and as a unit and write a song like this. Contrary to what the lyrics imply, it really seems to us like the ultimate celebration of friendship, which I think is actually says a lot more about the song than just like the face value kind of like we all hate each other.
Do you think they were upset about stopping at Pizza Hut instead of Subway?
It could. I mean, it's controversial, Mike.
It's very controversial.
I feel like it was Burger King, if I'm going to be completely honest.
I 100% recall this because I thought you were insane. And because the Pizza Hut had a buffet and it was all you can eat. And that was everyone else's stance. And you were like, I want to go to Subway. I'm going to Subway. And then you drove back to the hotel room or motel room by yourself. Like a little baby. I do remember that part. And I think I had a nap. You couldn't even make it 14 hours. 14 hours.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. No, I 100% agree. I think that's like you said, like the comparison of the band and the family is a good comparison. It's kind of like friends. Like our group of friends have been around together for so long. And so like more so than a lot of people, I think, that we have those kind of in fights and stuff like that, but it never really it's like so minimal. Like they sound like bigger deals than they are, but they never really are because it's like being in a family. You're like pissed at somebody, but like if we're all it's not going to stop us from all getting together. Right.
Right.
Or like, it's just because I can't make other friends.
I know why. I know why it is, Mike.
Anyway, I'll go to my band. I picked a band also from Ontario.
That was not a good segue. I'm just gonna let me
try this again.
I feel like it's important for me to tell you when it's not working.
Okay, Nate. How would you segue? How would you segue to this?
No. This is you. Ooh. This is you. I'm just here to help.
Okay, Nate.
Now I'm Ned.
I said Nate, didn't I?
I heard Ned.
Yeah.
Deedly deedly.
Oakley dokley. Yeah. So, Nathan.
Yes.
I picked a band from Ontario.
Oh.
Pup's from Ontario. And this band is also from Ontario.
Is it Pup from Ontario?
They aren't.
Oh, okay.
The same band. They also are from Ontario, though. Not from Toronto, though. I believe they're from Guelph.
Oh. It's a fun word to say.
Guelph is a fun word to say.
Yeah.
I'm not even 100% sure they're from Guelph, but for some reason in my head they're from Guelph. It's a band. I'm not 100% sure I didn't play this band or song on here before, but I went through our list and it's not there. So either I made a mistake making the list or I have thought one day we played it. But the band is Grade. The album's A Year or Under the Radar, and the song is A Year in the Past, Forever in the Future.
Excellent.
So I think we've discussed before I have a love-hate relationship with this band.
Yeah.
Because I love them. I like the music a lot. Love the albums.
But when they were touring, they rubbed you wrong.
The singer was a dick to me.
Right.
Like a major dick.
We have talked about that. Yeah.
But maybe this song offers some insight into it because he seems to have a love-hate relationship with the road. And in the song, he says, my throat is already hurting and it's not even the first day. The record sounds great, but for some reason, I can't pull it off from day to day. And I was thinking, maybe he just doesn't like being on. Like he likes being with his friends because he mentions that he likes being on with his buds in the van and he misses home.
I can't imagine a guy that like screams like every word of every song, like how you do night after night after night. And I don't just mean like grade. I mean like any of those bands.
Oh yeah, yeah. That would be destroyed. Like and not getting rest. Like the other thing is like, so if you play a show in like in your home city and you play like back to back shows, you at least went to your home bed that night and you slept and maybe you like got some rest in the day. But if you like jumped in, slept on the floor, slept in a shitty motel, if you were lucky, don't get any real rest. Get up and do it the next day. It's tough. I can see why I would rag on you. So maybe I owe him a little bit of an apology for being such a dick to me. Is what I'm trying to say. I don't think
he's listening. I don't think he's listening.
No, I don't think he seems like the kind of guy that would listen to anything. Anyway, he had the trope of love being with my friends on the road, but it's tough on my body and mind. Which
it's like this podcast.
Yeah.
Right?
I wish we were together. I wish we were together hanging out.
But it's tough on my body and my mind though, Mike.
Well, you got to get your body and mind on the same page, and then happiness will be all the rage.
You got to.
What's that from? That's a promise ring thing. Anyway.
Shout out last episode again.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right, Nate.
If this tour doesn't kill you, I Will by Pop and
A Year in the Past, Forever in the Future by Grade.
Let's go Ontario.
If this tour doesn't kill you, then I will. I hate your guts and it makes me ill. Seeing your face every morning. One more month and 22 days. If this tour doesn't kill you, I may. I'm counting down the miles till we leave the state. I'm counting down the minutes till I can't erase every memory of you. For a second, let's be honest, nothing will clean your filthy conscience. Everything you do makes me wanna vomit. And if this tour doesn't kill you, buddy, I'm on.
Mike, this was a hard topic. All right?
You picked this topic. It was a very hard topic.
I choose challenging topics, Mike.
I appreciate the challenge. That's what makes this podcast fun.
Good.
Nate,
Good.
Do you ever think we're going to go on tour with this podcast? You see those podcast tours? You think there's enough people
Do
that
it
would want
live?
to? Do you think there's enough people that want to see you and me live
No.
somewhere?
No, I don't think so.
Do you think we could go to like Joel's house?
It'd be a very expensive tour.
Just hang out with Joel and his kid.
I bet he'd like that. I bet he'd like that a lot.
Maybe Simon would make the trek up.
I bet he would.
I don't think Dan would. I don't think Dan would. Dan doesn't seem like he cares enough. He might come see you.
I think he'd come see me. Yeah. And we got the new guy, Damien. I bet he'd.
Oh yeah.
I don't know enough about Damien. I shouldn't make outrageous claims about people that I don't know.
So we might have
enough.
4 people if we make it to Australia.
We might.
That's worth doing a
pretty good
tour.
turnout. Pretty good.
What's the Subway Pizza Hut situation?
Michael, do podcasts do tours?
Yeah, a lot of them do.
Do they really?
Yeah.
Huh.
The bigger ones where people
I've
actually
seen
want to listen to it.
I've seen things with like Family Guy touring, and they had, or maybe they didn't tour. I think they did.
Stupid.
No, but they had like everyone reading, right? Like from the table, but then they had like the full orchestra because they have the full orchestra for the shows, right? And they had a full like 50-person orchestra playing with them.
Is it like a Comic-Con thing, or did they actually went?
No,
weird.
like they did this. I don't know if it was just in one city though, or they were touring with it. Because like, I mean, that's a lot of people to tour.
When I was a kid, I went and saw He-Man live at the Saddle Dome.
Was it like a guy in a costume, or was it like a ripped dude?
No, it was like Master. Well, I don't remember. I was a little kid. It was like a Masters of the Universe. It was kind of more about the movie than the cartoon, but it was like a live performance at the Saddle Dome.
Wow.
Yeah. Got to see some Skeletor action. Skeletor is an underrated villain in life.
Did they put him on a painted green tiger?
I don't recall, Nate. I was I was probably just jazzed to
I feel
see.
like back in those days, like there wouldn't have been a lot of regulations around painting tigers green.
Oh, probably not. They probably could have done it.
With like toxic lead paint.
Get that tiger out there. Poke it a little bit so it roars.
Yeah. Exactly. All right, number 3, Mike.
All right.
See how low hanging this one is for you. This is a song that's an ode to the venue.
Oh, that's a good idea.
You like that?
I didn't even go to that in my head.
Yeah. This is an ode to the venue. And I feel like this song, or this venue has been talked about in numerous songs. I don't want to say it was like the CBGB of like our generation of punk rock, but like I feel like it's a widely known place to go see shows, and I think people went there for the venue. I think the bands did too. I think it was like one of those places that was like, oh yeah, that place. Now, we've talked a lot about this band in recent days. No Effects is the band, by the way, because of their new album. There's a lot of, I wouldn't say there's a lot of love, but there are some voices, some people that like it, and there are some people that don't like it. It's a very polarizing album, and I'm not here today to talk about the polarizing opinions of the latest No Effects album. But I thought that this was a good opportunity to remind everybody how great No Effects is. They put out a ton of albums over the years, and this is one of the songs that should be celebrated. It's off the album Wolves in Wolves Clothing, or it's also on Never Trust a Hippie. The song is seen double at the Triple Rock, and the song is about the Triple Rock, which, did you know, I always thought it was owned by Patty, because he's always associated, Patty from Dillinger 4, but it's actually owned by another member of Dillinger 4, who's Eric Funk. And this song, actually, this song, Seen Double at the Triple Rock, also references where the name of the bar comes from, which is from a Blues Brothers movie, the Triple Rock Baptist Church, whose pastor is James Brown, is where the brothers received their mission from God.
Oh, interesting.
It's a little food for thought, a little more you know, Mike.
That's some good pop culture reference.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. It's
Good job,
closed
Nick.
now. It opened in 98, closed in 2017, which I didn't realize. I thought it was still going.
I had no idea.
It's in Minneapolis too, which is not a place that many people talk about. Minneapolis.
Yeah, but there's so many good bands that come out of Minneapolis, and that I've heard that's like an awesome place for shows and stuff like that. Like Minneapolis, not necessarily the venue. But
that's fun to say too. Minneapolis.
Yeah.
Not as fun. No, it's more fun than Guelph, I would say.
Oh, it's more fun.
Yeah. A lot more syllables.
Yeah.
Anyways, there you go, Michael.
All right. Well, my next one is a song called Stage Lights. So that kind of works with the venue. Sort of. There's a little bit there.
There's a connection. It's not stretched too far to find that connection.
The album is called When the Stage Lights Go Dim. The artist is Micah Schnabel. I hope I'm saying that right. It's the guy from Two Cow Garage. And it was his first solo album. The album is a whole theme about how hard it is to be a touring musician. But I went with the first track, which is Stage Lights. And it's got the classic trope of the loneliness of the tour once the lights go down kind of thing. So I think there's a part about playing the shows like a high, but when everything's done, it's kind of like, ugh, that's another night out on the road kind of thing.
You know, we talked about this at the beginning of the year in that, you know, like last year there was a lot of records that came out, but like that this year there might be a lot more kind of referencing the year that was, right? Mm-hmm. But I wonder if this is going to be the year that we're going to see like more solo projects coming out, you know, because like maybe last year, like towards the end of the year, more bands were like, we're still not getting out next year. Like it's still not happening. And so maybe more of like the songwriters in the band were like, well, fuck, I'm going to kick out a solo record then.
I wouldn't be shocked. So
the dude from Small Brown Bike just put out a solo record. I don't know if you like that band.
That's a band I never really got into. Like I have a couple Small Brown Bike albums and I feel like they're a band I should like, but I don't totally love them. I know one of the guys in that band is really sick right now. He has cancer, and they were trying to raise money for him and stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
I think that's part. Some or all of the proceeds of this album goes towards that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought that would be a band that you would like. Just in our talking about kind of that.
They should have been like, but for some reason it's just never caught on with me.
All right. Fair enough.
Yeah,
fair enough. Seeing Double at the Triple Rock, No Effects, and
Micah Schnabel, Stage Lights, off When the Stage Lights Go Dim.
Anniversaries and funerals go by. We're
all just looking for someone to cry when we die. And your postcards and phone calls, they don't keep her warm at night. So greetings from the left coast, and I hope you're satisfied. 'Cause I'm too old to start over, still too young to care whether or not these highways really take me anywhere. Take me anywhere. 'Cause when the stage lights go dim, will I be forgiven for running away every chance I could? And when the stage lights go dim and the loneliness sets in, will you stick around to help me fade away? Help me fade away. Fade away. It's so hard to say I love you with your hands around my throat. We're all rushing for the exits as this room fills up with smoke. I'm better for the distance and all that I can hope that as the flames burn you up, I'm still around to watch you choke. And I'm too old to start over, still too young to care whether or not these highways really take us anywhere. Take us anywhere. Anywhere. When the stage lights go dim, will I be forgiven for running away every chance I could? 'Cause when the stage lights go dim and the walls come tumbling in, will you be around to help me fade away? So when the stage lights go dim, will I be forgiven for running away every chance I could? And when the stage lights go dim and the loneliness sets in, will stick around to help me fade away. Help me fade away. Fade away.
The tour goes on. We don't hate
It
each
sure
other
does.
yet. We've had some technical difficulties like a van breaking down, but we don't hate each other.
Been a lot of tech diffs.
Yeah.
This next one is about, it's a shout out to the town or the country that loves you. When you go on tour, nobody loves that more than the country or the town that you shout out, because they love you so much.
The classic, like, hello, Calgary kind of thing.
Well, but this is a song. This is a song that's like the
Dedicated.
Hello, Springfield.
Springfeld.
Is that what they say?
Yeah, something like that. And he looks at his guitar and he just got it wrong.
This is a song that's a shout out to the town or the country. And I don't know if this is like actually true, if this band is actually big in that country, or if they're referring to somebody else. But I felt like it fit, because, you know, like there are bands that don't even realize that they're big in places until they get there. Like I was just reading Bad Religion's Do What You Want book, and they were huge in Germany when they got there, and like had no real clue that they were big.
Isn't that crazy? Sometimes like how bands like have a following somewhere and they've never been there. Like I remember reading, and I don't know how accurate it is now, but at the time Field Day was very big in Germany, I believe, as well. And they were just like, they had never been there.
this was part of where that came from for me, because I was like, the song that I picked is actually called Big in Germany. And the second that I read that was the first thing I thought of. And I was like, was that really true? Or was that just like one of those things?
Like Calgary mythos?
Yeah, like I feel like there's a lot of that stuff that just kind of like was said, and then it just kind of like kept getting steam and getting bigger and bigger.
Maybe. But even bigger bands, like I know like there's bands that were big in Japan. Like, I mean, obviously there's even a band called Big in Japan. So that was a thing. But there's bands that were big in Japan for no real reason, but they were big there.
Yeah.
So
it's wild. I mean, I'm sure it happens more and more now because, you know, it's so much more accessible. But I think like, and I mean, this song is from 2013. But I mean, you know, in the mythology that is Field Day, I mean, that was a time before, you know, that was possible, before...
There's no internet really at the time. I mean, there was internet, but not in the same vein. But I remember reading it in a news article here about how like their album was doing really well in Germany. Like I believe it was on Cargo Records at the time or something like that. And it was, but whatever.
That's
like you said,
wild.
it just could be like total myth stuff, right? Like,
yeah,
it just grew. Whatever. So what's the song or what's the band?
The band is the Night Marchers, and I don't know if you know about the Night Marchers.
I
Mike.
like the Night Marchers a lot. I'm surprised you do.
I really like the Night Marchers.
Do you like any of their other bands?
So that's the funny thing. Like, I don't have much of the other bands, and like Hot Snakes is never really like stuck for me. I haven't really listened to much Drive Like Jehu. I've listened to probably more Rocket from the Crypt out of any of them. Mm-hmm. But I think that the key is because the more I read about the night, as I was reading about the Night Marchers, a lot of the things that people were saying about them was that it's kind of a real good mix of all of those bands. It doesn't sound like just one of them. It sounds like all of them coming together. And maybe that's the key for me to liking this band, is that they all those projects kind of come together.
Yeah, I can see that. I would never have recommended them to you because I just don't see you liking them, but that's awesome. They're a great band. Actually, all those bands are great. Like I'm into all those bands. So like Hot Snakes is the one I like the least, and they're probably the most popular out of them.
Right. So John Reese, is that how you say it? Rice?
You're asking me? I'm like the worst person in the world for that.
But I figure if I lean on you, I can't possibly look bad at making it
I called
wrong.
you Ned today. And we've known each other for like 20 years.
So we'll go with Reese.
All right, Ned.
So it's a John Reese project, who is from all of those bands. Sultans is another one.
Yeah, Sultans is good too. If you like Night Marchers, you probably like Sultans. Okay.
And yeah, I just this album, I don't know how I came upon it, but I really, really like it. LA is the album, and like I said, this band is really a mix of all of those other bands. It's really diverse, really high energy. It's kind of, this album specifically has like a bit of a Randy vibe to it too. I don't know if you get that.
I don't see it.
Okay.
I get Murder City Devils vibe from it, which is another reason I'm surprised you like, because you don't like Murder City Devils, and they're very of that. All those bands are very of that sound too.
I can't explain it, Mike. It just clicked for me.
When something clicks, that's all that matters.
This song in particular kind of has like a Stooges feel to me, and with horns smashed over top of it. And I think the horns come from Rocket from the Crypt. But the song is big in Germany. It's just, it's a funny song. And I think partly because of the Field Day mythology and the fact that I just read this Bad Religion book, Big in Germany just stuck out to me as a tour song, because I could just see them playing this in Germany, calling out all the different cities.
I wish we were big in Germany.
Yeah, like the Hoff, right? This just proves my theory that Germans love David Hasselhoff.
What was my band? Oh, yeah, this band. It's a band I was super late to the party with. They were broken up by the time I got to liking them. Band is Modern Life is War.
Wow.
The album is Witness, and the song is Dead Ramones. So the dude I used to DJ with played them every night when we played music, and I got hooked on this song. Like, he'd always play this one and another song like back to back. but they were already broken up, and I just assumed the song was about being on the road and unity. You feel when you play in shows in different cities because the kids in the audience are all the same. Like that's one cool thing about punk. One of the songs I cut from my list was a song about like there's a unity about being in punk bands and touring. So like doesn't matter what city or what country you're in, the same kind of kids are at the shows, the same kind of people. So you feel like a family. Like nice. I don't know if you get that in other genre. Maybe metal has that kind of same sort of feel because metalheads sort of have that same sort of thing. But like I don't like other bands like country. It's not the same everywhere, right? Like, and especially when you get bigger. But punk has that thing. Anyway, I always thought Dead Ramones was a comment about that. But when I was doing the research for this episode, he said that Dead Ramones was a comment about how old punks look like Dead Ramones. But it still talks about touring and stuff, so it worked for the podcast, and that's what I got out of the song. But I just thought it was funny that he was like, it's a silly reference to how like the 70s guys look like they still come to shows look like Dead Ramones,
right?
Which is actually kind of funny.
Big in Germany, the Night Marchers, and
Dead Ramones, Modern Life is War.
I'm sleeping on
stuck here, and there's something happening somewhere. Knowing we know we gotta get there. Shoot what they say, death is more permanent than life. That's why we already died. What could have been? We don't wanna know. Tonight we'll get our kicks. Tonight we're all letting go, 'cause we're all dead Ramones. Stall back, stall feed, a wrecking army and we're sick of the heat. We're not pretty and we're not rich. We're gonna have to fucking work for it. It's a life we do what we choose. Black jeans, black shirt, black shoes. Mom and dad still don't improve. 28 shows, 28 days. Pulling up new roads all along the way. Just another phase in this desperate youth parade. And all the puppets, locked doors, hardwood, slick on skateboards, cold war books, shelter basic screens, still see good dreams. We're playing as hard as we can, and a whole lot of time stuck in the van. Feeding the graffiti on every bathroom wall. In junk stuff, fast food hell. Save me from ordinary. Save me from myself. Another punk rock song came and went. Now I just wanna go back home. Turn up my stereo till the rhythm melts my bones, 'cause I'm a dead Ramone. D-E-A-D-R-A-M-O-N-E-S. 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 We're all dead Ramones.
I have such a headache today. I don't know. I think that's what's going on with this stuff. I never had it. I didn't have a headache until we started. Gave me a headache, Nate.
It's not very nice.
No, it's
I mean,
not.
it's true. And it's good to be honest, as we've discovered with eating the low-hanging fruit tonight.
Yeah.
It's good to be truthful. It's good to be honest.
No, you don't give me a headache.
It's okay. You said it. You did the hard part already.
This tour is giving me a headache. Thank you to everyone who's been listening and reached out. Anybody who's joined the chat. We had a couple joins in the last little while. It's fun in there. If you guys want to join, send us a message. Get in touch on Instagram. That's probably the easiest way to get in touch with us, or on our website, highfives.ca. That's where you can also listen. You can also send us an email, but whatever. If you're listening on iTunes, please leave us a rating. I know we asked last time. It does mean something. Nate,
we still didn't get any.
I think we actually did get one more.
Oh, all right. Well, then us talking about it equals ratings.
I guess that's what matters, right? Get your lists in. We had some severe lack of lists. I know sometimes the topics aren't list friendly, but last episode was list friendly.
Yeah, this is a job. It's not just, you don't just listen to this podcast. It's a job too.
I need your lists so that I can figure out what songs I missed. That's why. That's the only reason I really care.
That's why.
We like hanging out. One other thing, Nate came up with some cool merch ideas. So we've been working on designs. So there might be some new merch in the store soon. If that's your thing, it'd be cool. You got anything else to say? You want to say thanks to anybody?
Nope.
Do you like people? You don't like people.
I mean, people are good. People are fine.
I like the people.
I know you do. And that's why I like you to extend this part of the show. I like you to be that branch for
I like
us.
our listeners. I like our WhatsApp chat.
Oh, it's not that I dislike. I just feel like it's enough thanks. I don't need to give more thanks. It's like sitting at the Thanksgiving table and, one person.
Forced thanks? Ooh.
Yeah.
Forced thanks is awful.
Right. No one wants forced thanks. No. They've had enough.
That's why I've always hated things like Valentine's Day. I feel like it's like a forced thing.
Well, you're not thanking anyone for Valentine's Day.
It's forced romance.
That's recognizing one other person.
What if you're in a poly relationship? That's
You're not in a poly relationship.
Okay,
and I liked how you shortened that because you didn't know how to say the full word.
Fuck you, Nate.
I caught it. Let's give thanks for that.
All right, let's get to your last song. I want to go to bed.
This song is the lowest of the hanging fruit. You mentioned it a couple of times.
Oh my God.
I had to do it, man.
I love this
song. So do I. And that's why it deserves to be on a list. This is
Yeah.
a top 5 list. It deserves to be there.
Awesome.
Sometimes these songs come up and I'm like, I can't. But then you listen to it and you're like, how can I not? How can I not put this on there? This is arguably their best album, front to back. What do you think?
The country one?
Yeah, I love their country.
Nah, Have a Ball's the best, man. Like
You
Have
think?
a Ball's like legendary. It's aw. I mean, I would put it right up there with Have a Ball, but Have a Ball's like,
I think this one's so great because it's all the songs so unexpectedly work so well.
yeah. I think when it came out, I felt that way, but now that I would have been not into most of those songs. In fact, some of them were probably the first time I ever heard them was on that
Right.
Me First Give Me. Now that I've listened to a lot more country and stuff like that, I see there's actually more parallels, especially in older country, to punk rock than I would have thought. So
Right.
they work.
But I mean, not even just lyrically, but like just the way that they translated to punk rock. Like there's so many songs that get covered and you're like, that didn't really work. But like all of these worked so, and I mean, that's part of the genius that is Me First and the Gimme Gimmes. Or that's part of why that band is so revered because it's just fun as hell. And I mean, honestly, there's not a lot of topics I don't think that we do that a lot of these songs really fit for, but this definitely does. And I think more so even the time, because so many bands are still unable, and who knows when they will be able to get back on the road. Like I know festivals are booking again now. And like, I just think that's putting the cart before the horse. But I mean, that line, on the road again, I can't wait to be on the road again with all my playing music with my friends.
Yeah, that's perfect.
I think there's no better time to play this song than now.
The original's awesome. Actually, there's so many good covers of it too.
Willie, I mean, he's the man.
He is. Great pick, Nathan. I know I was making fun of you, but it's a great pick.
It really is. It's one of those ones that you go, I can't do it, but then you really should.
I like it. What did I do? I picked Yesterday's Ring. Do you ever listen to Yesterday's Ring?
I've never heard of Yesterday's Ring.
Well, Yesterday's Ring is Hugo from the St. Catharines.
Oh, I do like the St. Catharines.
He's this country folk punk project that he does it with one other member of the St. Catharines. I'm not sure which one.
Okay.
Or did. I don't think this band's around anymore, but they had 3 or 4 albums.
He had another band that was on Paper and Plastic for a little while too. Do you know who that is?
No, it might have been this one.
I don't think it's this one.
He's had a couple. He has a couple bands, I think, still, or whatever. Anyway, this album is a concept album about a band that moves to Florida to get away from the winter, and then comes back home. But it's filled with I guess probably autobiographical stories about being on the road with the bands.
Is there a lot of poking fun at Florida?
No.
That's sad.
But if you've never checked them out, the first album was very stripped down, country, that kind of punk sound, or just 2-man band kind of thing. By the time they get to this album, it's called Diamonds in the Ditch. They really up their game. There's a plethora of guest musicians, horns from Mad Caddies on there and stuff like that. It's really good.
So is it a concept band or a concept? This is just a concept album.
Just a concept album.
Gotcha. But all of their music is kind of like that country vibe to it. Is that what you're saying?
This one's a little bit different because they added so many members and stuff to it.
Okay, gotcha.
The song I picked was called "What Happens on the Road Stays in the Van." It just captures some of the craziness in there, and there's some stuff about Fat Mike and stuff in there, and I can't remember. There's another reference to some other band member or band and stuff like that. Anyway, it's a great song. Pretty good band. If you like St. Catharines, I think you should check them out.
Well, I'm going to check it out.
All right, you will.
I'm going to do it.
You do that.
Is that the end of the show?
Is it?
We're done? Are you done?
I don't have anything else to say.
All right.
Nothing that anyone wants to hear anyway. I saved that for my other podcast.
What's that one called?
The Cool Hour with Michael Cool Guy.
That's a lie. That is a bold-faced lie. Me First and the Gimme Gimmes with On the Road Again.
You could look it up. It's there. Anyway. yesterday's ring. What happens on the road stays in the van. Stay cool, be excellent to each other, have fun. Don't be a fucking clown out there.
Now look in your eyes, I see drunken nights and fights. I see pain and lonely girls and bitter jokes. I see mistakes, I see love, I see pizza and sodas. I see bikes and pills, Berlin and Montreal. I see empty balls and songs that we sang for fucked up souls. I see old shoes, dirty sex with German girls. I see whiskey and cocaine and cold nights in the rain. I see thousands of drives home and I see trust. What happens on the road stays in the van. The time we fought over your goddamn cigarettes. What happens every night stays in our heads. What happens on the road stays in the van. Phone calls every night and postcards I forgot. Stampless at the bottom of my bag. I see kids in Baltimore drinking NyQuil and moonshine. I see us with Fat Mike and Spider from the Pogues. I see strippers and bouncers and a couple suicide girls. I see idols, rock stars, heroes and assholes. Basements and old squats and diamonds in the ditch. But I hear stereotype resonated out and go. What happens on the road stays in the van. That time we fought over your goddamn cigarettes. What happens every night stays in our heads. What happens on the road stays in the van.
Did you like my name today?
I did, Kenny. I love it. Do you like Kenny or Mr. Loggins?
Well, Mr. Loggins, actually, this is a little bit more formal.
What a horrible name. Like,
I bet you it's not his real name. That's the best part.
Right. Like, but who was like, I don't know, let's think of something really rock star, like something really big. Like, I don't know, like what's hot right now, guys? Like Kenny? Yeah, that's great. And what about like a tough job, like a mechanic? No, we can't have mechanic. We already got Mike and the mechanics. I don't know, like a logger, is that pretty tough? Yeah, like Loggins maybe. Yeah, like Kenny Loggins.
Yeah, it's really gonna go well with my beard and yachts.
It's so dumb. It's the worst name I've ever heard.